Okay. Those of you new to the X2O, I just call X2O's show. The X2O seminars here on Thursday nights. My name is Jim Gilliland. I live up in the Pacific Northwest. My background, I'm right out of high school, was in the military. I was at the end of the Vietnam War. I did my time in the military. Then after getting out of the military, I worked for the federal government for a short period of time, and then was recruited to the California Highway Patrol. I was actually the youngest one to ever graduate from the academy up until that time. And so I turned 21 2 weeks before I graduated. Then as a California Highway Patrolman, CHP officer, I was injured twice on the job and retired twice. And after retiring from the Highway Patrol, we moved to Hawaii. I was involved with Youth in the Mission, starting a church over there. And then we came to the Northwest and we started a large youth ministry, which grew and grew and grew. And we actually planted a church. And I pastored a church for a number of years. My wife was a worship leader. And we've been involved with youth ministries and ministries throughout the area ever since. One thing they taught me as a highway patrolman is always have a backup career, because when we retired and we didn't have anything else to do, we'd die. 3 to 5 years expectancy for a cop and even some firemen, because your body is in that high gear all the time. And I didn't want that. So I started looking at other ways to stay healthy. And for the last 34 years now, I've been involved with hydration. I've worked with hydration from the point of use filters, like NSA filters. Sold those for almost 4 years. Then I got involved in another company that did water purifiers, and we worked with ozone, UV, photo oxidation. I sold all types of water systems. You name it, I've used it, marketed it, and I've serviced them. And so then I got involved with another company after that did ionized water, and was a technician with them all the way up until today. They actually said, you know what? We don't want to take a chance that you might recruit someone away from our company into your new company. So I am no longer a technician with that company, and that's fine. I still will service the systems as they bring them to me. I enjoy working on technological, water ionizing systems, those type of things. I've done thousands of them, and I'm good at it. I'm not gonna, I'm good at what I do. However, and I understand where they're coming from. They don't want you recruiting people away from the company, but they're an ionizer company. We are not an ionizer. And we're going to talk about that tonight. And I want you guys to know the difference. I'm going to do little comparisons here and there. And I'm not going to badmouth those other companies, because that company I was with, they made a great ionizer. We just aren't an ionizer. So they're lacking in a lot of ways, and we've kind of picked up the slack there. So let's go ahead and I'm going to share my screen and share this with sound on. Okay, let me move this out of the way. Okay, so once again, tonight we're going to look at the X2O water system. If you see New Technologies International, that's been my company name. I happened to take that as my name 30 years ago, not knowing that I'd be working with a lot of different new technologies that come into the market. And so when I got involved in this company, the reason why, well, I wouldn't say the only reason, the main reason why I jumped in when I did is because not so much was the X39 patch. It was the fact that I saw down the road they were working on bringing to market this special kind of water. And I know that everybody in the world drinks water. So X2O is different, and I didn't want to miss the wave. You know, we got LifeWave. I didn't want to miss the wave. And so let me see what's going on here as far as this goes. I'm going to have to restart my show here, so hang on one second, guys. Not much here. So I didn't want to miss out on what was going on with the development of this technology. And so I got involved knowing that was coming down the road. A lot of you guys didn't know about it for several years. Some of those of you that went to the convention and over in Florida, we got to hear about it then. We got to hear about lobster water. We got to hear about all the different things that were coming down the road. And hang on, guys, I got too many screens open from the beginning. Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to share my screen one more time here. Okay, so let's go ahead and watch this quick video.
Now you can live life elevated with superior wellness through the transformational power of light. Every second, thousands of biochemical signals are sent throughout the body using wavelengths of light. At LifeWave, our products are designed to harness that light in unique ways to optimize ultimate energy flows. Our global community is united by light, offering the promise of health, vitality, and opportunity through the power of synergy. 3 of our groundbreaking innovations together promote the ultimate in healthy living and offer you an opportunity. A 3-in-1 system that can change lives. Welcome to the future of wellness. It begins with X39, our breakthrough light-activated patch that taps into the body's natural ability to renew, restore, and perform at its best. Sellergize is a complete cellular energy and recovery system designed to fuel your day, support your mind, and recharge your body. And then, our all-new LifeWave X2O, a patented breakthrough in hydration science that dispenses light-infused water at the touch of a button. This is hydration reinvented. LifeWave X2O, when consumed daily, aids in proper hydration to support the effectiveness of X39 and Sellergize, boosting energy flows, nutrient absorption, metabolic activity, oxygen uptake, even activating key physiological responses. A power system of synergy. Together more powerful than when separate. An innovative 3-in-1 system to intensify overall effectiveness. Because when your body is powered by light, energy flows and everything comes to life. It's time to build a foundation of hydration, energy, and recovery to fuel you, your body, and your business. LifeWave, the power of synergy. One system making it simple to start, share, and succeed. Awaken your potential. Experience the power of synergy. Share the light. LifeWave.
Okay. I want to talk a little bit tonight about the opportunity. Opportunity is not just the opportunity to make money, but the opportunity to improve your health. So, first of all, it says, despite widespread access to drinking water, concerns about water purity, bioavailability, and absorption efficiency persists. Many consumers are unaware of how water influences overall health and the potential benefits of the water they consume. People don't think about water. They just want to know, does it taste good? Will it hydrate me? And they don't really go too much into that, further than that. They want to know, is the water taste clean? They don't give thought to what's in the water. And so over the years, I started looking at what's in the water. And one of the first things that when LifeWave asked me to be involved with bringing X2O to market, my big thing was, are we getting rid of all the stuff in the water? Because for many years, I sold a water ionizer, 18 years. And we touted the fact that it delivers the water effectively to the body through microclustering. Yeah, it's antioxidant, it's alkaline, but if we're delivering that water to the body more effectively, are we removing the bad stuff in the water? Are we removing the forever chemicals, the microplastics, the PFASs, all that stuff that we don't want in our body? And the question was, no, it wasn't. In fact, for years, I pushed for them to make a pre-filter that would remove that. Matter of fact, we found a company, good friend of mine I worked with in the company, we found a company that had a great filter, but they could private market it or private label and market it, with the system. And they didn't want to spend the money. Then came the issue with fluoride in our water. And once again, I needed to come up with a plan, an idea that would help people to remove the fluoride from their drinking water. Because if you're delivering that water more effectively into the body, to hydrate the body, to deliver nutrients, we don't want to deliver all the other garbage that's in the water. And so that's one of the things we really had to start looking at. The market demand is huge for hydration and health. Research shows that many adults don't consistently meet recommended fluid intake levels, which can contribute to fatigue, poor concentration, and reduced physical performance. The global functional water market is projected to reach $30.1 billion. Hear that, $30.1 billion by 2032. And the average revenue from that is going to be huge, but 7.75% of the forecast period due to increase health awareness and demand for high quality water solutions. So people are looking for high quality water. Okay. Water quality concern. There's millions of people that face this exposure to contaminants, forever chemicals, heavy metals. Standard filters don't remove it. Matter of fact, one thing that I've been in a discussion with David on, there's 43 million Americans that have nitrates in their water. Nitrates aren't good for you in the kind of levels that they have in the drinking water. So part of the testing that we're doing on our filters and information that should be soon is nitrates. Where do nitrates come from? Where people are being exposed? Well, think about all the farmlands in the central United States. They're spraying stuff on their crops. And where does that spray go? If it's not going into the groundwater, it's getting washed off into streams, lakes, reservoirs. It's in the well water. And so what we want to do is remove that from our waters. We don't want to be drinking it. Wellness industry growth is expected to be a $7 trillion wellness market, shifting towards holistic solutions. The X2O technology meets this demand. So, like I said, we are on our third wave. Some say our fourth, but our third wave with LifeWave. It's more like a tsunami. What you're going to see over the next months and years, the amount of growth in this company, we will be $1 billion company because of the addition of X2O. I love X39, X49. I wear them every day. I have all the patches. I'm a consumer of the patches. But when they came out with the X2O, I thought, I drink water. I drink good water. I am a water snob. But I made sure that I voiced my opinion on a lot of things, and as far as the development of this. And one thing about our company is they listen to the field. David Schmidt's a genius, and he gets his ideas and his concepts through prayer and studying the Word of God, and that's the kind of person he is. Come on. So, consumer insights. Who they are, what they need. Health-conscious individuals seeking better hydration and wellness. How many people do you know like that? How many athletes or active individuals that need enhanced nutrient absorption and performance? You take our Celergize and you put, either AM or PM, and you put in this water, and it delivers it more effectively to the body. The existing water system users are looking for upgrades beyond the standard filtration. Most all of my customers all my customers that I've sold X2Os to already own expensive water ionizers. I'm not going after those people. They're ones actually because they see what I post and they know me. They want to say, they say to me, how do I get one of those things? I said, it's great. I mean, we can show you how to get an X2O system and help you out there. So, customer pains, concerns over water quality, expensive water and wellness solutions. And there's other technologies out there, and they are expensive. Lack of energy and poor mineral absorption. So, once again, the customer gains. Optimized cellular hydration, clean, purified, and energized water, and daily wellness support from the inside out. Now, when I say the inside out, we've been using X39, X49, the different patches to deliver light into, reflecting light from our body back into our bodies. And so now it's something we have that we can actually release the water or release the light in the water from the inside out. So here's a couple of the technologies out there. And I want you guys to understand something. These are ionizers. They make alkaline, antioxidant drinking water. We are not an ionizer. As you heard David say the other day, and I said it last several weeks that we've been talking about this. Those are features, okay? The antioxidants, the pH of the water, the microcluster. Those are features. Those are side effects of what we do. Our water, we are a light infused water technology. So like I said, this is, you can see the prices. They're all up there, and these are the beginning prices on these, the Alcaviva and the Tayet. You know what? They're great filters, but they don't do what we do. No one else in the world does what we do. So what's our highest value target? X2O water technology is designed for high-performing, health-conscious individuals who are seeking hydration that goes beyond traditional filtration. These consumers view water not just as a necessity, but as a tool for optimizing health, energy, and longevity. They are early adopters for wellness, technology, and value premium innovations, and are eager to integrate the X2O into their holistic health routine. So, who are they? We talked about this last week. Ages 40 to 65 is your prime target. Their incomes, mid to high income earners, $100,000 plus a year income. I have people that are buying our technology that are selling items just so they can buy it because they are in the low income bracket, and that's okay. They'll get out of it. And you say people, well, we got to have something that people can afford. Well, you go out and sell 5 of our X2O systems. You paid for yours, 5 of them. How bad do you want it? Are you willing to go out and share the information, the technology to people, and get those 5 sales that will pay for your technology? Just 5 people, and yours is paid for. So people that live in urban and suburban areas with a strong focus on health-conscious communities. Think about your country, where you live. Think about those areas where they're urban, suburban areas where people are health-conscious. Households with families and professionals and wellness enthusiasts. I go to the gym and work out, several times a week, and the people I'm around, they're already drinking the water system that I sold them years ago at the gym. And so now they're looking at the X2O system. So health-focused, tech-savvy, sustainably conscious, loyal to premium brands, and frequent buyers. Those are your marketplace. Now, we are first to market. You say, what do you mean, Jim? Well, you remember when Coke came out, Coca-Cola? Everybody knows Coca-Cola. Everything else is, even what people call a soda, a Coke, or a cola. We are first to market. No one else in the world has what we have. We are first to market in our technology, and they actually had to develop a new category in the patent office just for our technology. So look for your early adopters, biohackers and longevity enthusiasts. Use that award that we just received on biohacking with our X39 and our Selorgize. Show that to them. People that are consistently seeking next breakthroughs in health optimization. Everywhere you look online, there's people doing podcasts about the newest fad, the newest this, the newest that. We're not a fad. We're a technology that will be here for centuries as it advances and it changes and we come up with other technologies, which I've seen a few. Athletes and fitness professionals. They need optimal hydration and recovery support. My grandson, who's 17, he's playing junior hockey, and he's hoping to go to the NHL. He drinks water daily. He goes to the gym, works out with me. He's always on the ice practicing, and he drinks X2O water. I tell you what, guys, if you're working out and you're using the workout as David Schmidt talks about, you will notice a difference faster. I'm 70 years old, and I am probably in the best shape I've been in the last 50 years. So it works. So home use, perfect for daily hydration, replacing bottled water and supporting overall wellness. People say, well, how do I carry it in a bottle? The best way to get this water is to drink it fresh from the machine, from the system. So you do is you take your glass, you grab your glass, you put it in there, you fill it up, and you drink the water. Even with my Selorgize, my second glass Selorgize, I fill up all the way to the top. I get 12 plus ounces. I pull away, Selorgize in there, stir it slowly, and I drink it down. I don't sip it throughout the day. Okay, then I use 1 scoop of Selorgize in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. So I spread my Selorgize out throughout the day. But if you're going to carry it, we talk about, matter of fact, I'm going to hold this off until a little video I'm going to show you guys. And I'm going to show you the difference in these bottles. So home use, fitness and recovery, enhances hydration before and after workouts for better performance and muscle recovery. Workplace wellness provides employees with premium hydration, reducing fatigue and improving focus. And wellness and nutrition programs, ideal for holistic health, clinics, spas, and biohacking centers. And biohacking centers, that's what's the new fad. They're popping up everywhere. So think about that as you're looking for a place to market your technology to. So, light infused water, delivered where it matters most. X2O is water reimagined. You've heard that said on our videos. It's water reimagined, powered by patented light-infused technology, a powerful dual-stage filtration system, and hydrogen enrichment. X2O supports the body at the cellular level, promoting hydration that energizes, restores, and advancement we create. And now it's infused in the water you drink. You drink it, you feel it, and it works within you. So that's our kind of our benefit statement of what we're getting from our water. You know what? Light infused water delivered where it matters most. So let's look at some of this. X2O is a category defining technology that transforms how we experience water through the power of light. Once again, we're not an ionizer. We infuse light in the water. Using patented light infusion technology, X2O energizes every drop of water you drink, releasing light into the body and making it available internally in a way never before possible, supporting the body at the cellular level. Supported by advancement in dual-stage filtration. Once again, that's key. How are we different from the rest? We have filtration that removes stuff from the water that no one else can. Okay? So we have dual-stage filtration and hydrogen enrichment. X2O doesn't just purify, it optimizes. This system works behind the scenes to deliver clean, energized water and optimizes hydration at the cellular level, supporting energy, detoxification, and overall well-being. Designed for those who expect more from their water and more from their health. X2O, the benefits they're huge. So, product positioning, the first and only water technology system that infuses water with light, making light available to the body in a completely new way. That is what you want to get down, so that when you talk to people, why is your water different? We're the first and only water technology system that infuses water with light. Okay? No one else does that. What does the X2O do? The X2O is the world's first water system that delivers light into the body through water you drink. It transforms ordinary water into a powerful wellness medium, infused with light and energy to optimize hydration and at the cellular level, energizing, restoring, and renewing from within. So that's a lot to say, but that's why we're different. I'll let you guys read through this. And remember this, the key fit within LifeWave's ecosystem expands beyond wearables, okay? Introduces lifestyle technology and supports daily hydration and performance. Leverages light technology. Aligns the LifeWave's core innovation of using light to optimize the body. It enhances performance, improves hydration, maximizing the benefits of LifeWave's existing product line, and supports LifeWave's future vision, demonstrates our evolution into holistic life technology company. X2O isn't just a water technology system. It's a breakthrough in health and wellness, reinforcing LifeWave's commitment to pioneering innovative health solutions. So I get excited when I see this. There's product claims we can make. We only make the claims that the company allows us to make. Don't go out there and claim it does this and that. If you're in a private conversation with someone, yeah, you can talk about what you've experienced. And we will hear some of that a little bit here when we do our testimonials. But remember, we're a general wellness and product. We don't claim we cure anything. God designed your body to heal itself. You put the right things in. So X2O is one of them. You put the right thing in and your body will start to heal from the inside out. So let's look at this. The product key features. First of all, patented light technology infuses light into the water you drink. That's the description of this water. Advanced dual-stage filtration, and this is where we're separated from the rest. Besides the light, we take the stuff out of the water, created from a powerful filter system that is designed to remove contaminants, including heavy metals, chlorine, microplastics, and harmful chemicals like PFOSs and PFOAs, enhancing both water quality and taste. The hydrogen enrichment, the process charges the water with molecular hydrogen, H2, which may act as an antioxidant. It does act as an antioxidant. It's not may, it is, helping to reduce oxidative stress and support overall wellness. So you want to do is try to drink, if you can, start with 1 to 2 glasses a day. After you drink 1 to 2 glasses a day, as you go through, what you will, a slight detox for those who've never consumed water that's alkaline, hydrogen-rich water, and you're going to start to see things happen in your body, and some of them might be a detox. You might have loose stools. In fact, I heard of one of our business partners talking about they were giving it to their dogs, and their dogs had loose stools too. You don't want that in your house. So, but we go through this detox, and we want to do is go through it slowly. So start with 1 glass. If 1 glass is too much for you, do half a glass. I've been drinking alkaline antioxidant water for 18 years, so I can drink 7, 8, 9 glasses of this without any issues. So I'm going to show you this quick little video, and one of my good friends called me one day, and she's getting ready to do a presentation, and she needed a video or needed something to show the antioxidants in the water. Now it says X2O ORP, oxidation reduction potential. That means it's the potential to reduce oxidation. And so I'm going to show this to you real quick, and you can listen to this. Okay, so I was asked to measure the ORP on the X2O. So I'm going to go ahead and disperse the water, and we'll get the ORP. ORP standing for negative millivolts. ORP, oxidation reduction potential. Negative 564, negative 570, negative 571, 572, still going up a little bit, 575, 577, 579, okay, so right 578. So we're settling out right about 578 ORP, negative ORP. That's oxidation reduction potential. In other words, the potential to reduce oxidation in the body. We have a negative. Okay, so I was asked to measure the ORP on the X2O. So I'm going to go ahead and disperse the water, and okay, so we're also going to look at the pH. The pH, the potential of hydrogen. David talks is about 9.4, 9.4 pH. And I've been measuring the pH of this water for about a year almost now. And so I always like to know, I have so many different testing devices, and I like to know where the water is. So I'll show you what the pH is here. So the pH is a 9.4. 9.4 pH. So if any doubt, this tells you what it is, 9.4. I've been testing water for a lot of years, and this is the pH of the X2O system. Hold steady at 9.4 pH. So remember, this is not an ionizer. It does ionize the water, but it uses light infusion. This technology is all about light infusion. So, the byproducts of the water, as far as the antioxidants and the pH and the microclustering, are icing on the cake. Okay, we talk about filters. Now, some of you are wondering about the certifications and stuff like that. These filters have been certified, and we're getting the wording so that it'll be a sticker on the filters. And so people want to know, what does it remove? Well, here's a partial list. And this was from months ago. And so we're going to see a lot more being added to that as we test for more things. Like I said, we have Dave's team is always working on finding out the latest that we can remove from water. And then here's some of the claims we make. Once again, we won't have the final certification labels on those until hopefully here soon. But as soon as we get them out, we'll get them, have them on there. And the filters are going to be branded, so they can't be knocked off. One thing you don't want to buy is knockoff, filters. So you're going to have to buy the filters from the company, and they have to be branded, and so that we know that they're the right ones. I know the other company I was with for years, we dealt with companies making a knockoff filter and packing that filter housing because it fit in the machine with things that were not good. And they didn't do anything for the water. So you want your filters to remove all that stuff from the water. So here's some messaging that you can use as you're talking to people about the X2O water. Your water is enlightened, okay? The first hydration system powered by light, optimizing wellness, inspiring longevity, amplifying your healthy lifestyle. Okay? A little longer one. Enlightened water, elevated hydration. X2O optimizes wellness at the cellular level by combining Earth's oldest and most valuable resource, water and light. Patented light infusion technology, advanced dual-stage filtration, and hydrogen enrichment transform everyday water into elevated hydration and amplify your healthy lifestyle. Natural energy, efficient nutrient delivery, and improved vitality are only the beginning when you hydrate with intention. You can also say it's water reimagined to the power of light. We've been hearing that a lot, water reimagined. So these are just some of the things you guys can use. You got the sample headlines on the other side: enlightened water, elevated hydration, energize, refresh, restore every sip. It's water reimagined. Once again, that word reimagined, okay? Enlightened water, or your water enlightened, elevated hydration, pure vitality, a new air and cellular hydration. These are things that you could use for just as you're doing your posts on social media, on your business cards, because these are all statements that they don't make claims, okay? They're just explaining the water. Drink the light. Groundbreaking product, a breakthrough opportunity. So just some things you guys can use for your headlines as you're doing social media or your emails or your text, whatever you're doing to get the word out there. Here's one for you. What happens when you infuse water with light? That's a good question to put on your social media. What happens? Then you can do is you can, there's a lot of things you can pull off the LifeWave corporate site and add pictures, those type of things. Water, reimagined through the power of light. Light-infused water, delivered where it matters most. Drink the light. Enlightened water, elevated hydration. Energized, refresh, restore with every sip. Once again, it's water reimagined. So I want you guys to imagine the different headlines you guys can use. Different things you can use to, get the word out there. I've been doing that, and I've sold several machines doing this, guys. We do have financing through PayPal. The PayPal's buy now, pay later. There are other companies out there that, including your credit union. I encourage you to go to your local credit union and talk to them about financing. They finance all the time for hot tubs, for saunas, for decks, windows, all this kind of things. They do financing, and the interest rates are fairly low. And once you get set up with your local credit union, you can take your customers in there and sit down and you can get them financing. They love it because you're out there spreading the word for their credit union. And I don't know if you guys, when you got your machine, when you unbox it, and this is kind of squished down, but the boxes are beautiful. And it's almost a shame to cover them up with another shipping box. But if you're going to have, you could do a trade show or whatever, take that interior box with you and have it out there on the shelf. They did a great job of designing the packaging for this system. Just like the videos and the brochures, the pamphlets, they're all very well done. User's manual, if you haven't read it, read it. And then if you go to the resource section under X2O in your back office, get familiar with that. Like Robin will say, be a happy clicker. I answer calls throughout the day, every day. People that have bought systems, they're not part of my team. I'd say 90% of them are not part of my team. And people call me, which I don't mind, and they have questions. And most of the stuff is things that you can find in the FAQs, in the back office when you start reading through those. One thing I can tell you is some of the questions, I would say people return their machines. They've returned 2 or 3 machines, and all it came down to is something very basic, tightening up the filter a little bit more, or over-tightening the filter, where the light comes on and it disperses water, and there's no cup under it. Well, look at the light that's shining into your kitchen or dining room, wherever you have your machine. Nice thing about this, you don't have to have it in the kitchen. If there's bright light and there's shadows, moving about, that could activate the light sensor on the front to activate the water. So configure your machine, set it someplace where you don't have those bright lights. Also, if you look at the acrylic type material that the water reservoir is made of, if you're seen someone with the LED light and they have those for like looking inside of things, it's got a little acrylic tube that bends. So you can actually look at light over here and have light shine over here. The light shines on that acrylic reservoir, and it once again, it transmits and it can fool the machine. So I tell people, if you have that issue, put a towel over it or reposition the machine. And, it resolves most of those issues. Let me go back here. Once again, look at the different things we have. If you look in the back office, there's banners, there's all kinds of brochures, there's all kinds of social banners for social media, pictures. They're there for a reason, to be used. So look at some of those and make use of them. Okay, let me stop sharing. It's about perfect. 5:45. I like to go off the sharing and go back to testimonials. So if you have X2O and you've had a testimonial to it, if you can do is go down to reaction button, raise your hand. Then we'll have you unmute at that time when we call on you, and you can share your testimonial on the water. And the first one up is Vicky. Vicky, let's go for it.
Hi, Jim. So I was one of the first ones to get it when it first got sold. The first week, I would say my urine was like a different color. It was almost like a tint of rust color to it, and it smelled different. So, and that just lasted for about a week or so. Loose bowels, of course, that was a big thing too. But the latest was this last week now. So I've been on it 5 weeks, 1 to 2 glasses a day, averaging, and my hair started feeling like really coarse. And I went to get my hair cut, and even my hairstylist noticed that. And she said, "Are you swimming in the pool more, or, change your products?" And I said, "No, nothing's changed except this water I'm drinking." And so I don't know. I didn't take a sample of my hair and get it tested, but I'm guessing that's a possibility that there's some chemicals that are coming out of the hair, just like it was coming out of the urine.
Yeah, you're probably detoxing.
Right.
How many glasses a day are you drinking?
Average about 2. Sometimes I'll get 3 in.
Okay. I know that detox happen. Everybody's different. Every body is different, and so I've been experimenting with water. I love to experiment with. Matter of fact, I wanted to find out what it would do is if I soaked my eyes with water. So I actually did is got a washcloth, put it on my eyes, and I just filled those, laid on my back, filled up my eye sockets with X2O water and just sit there and let it soak. You know, I sprayed on my face. I use a little bottle, a little tiny bottle. It's got a little spray top on it. And when I get my first glass of water in the day, I fill up this little tiny bottle. It's small. Okay. And so then I just, mist my face. I hear people talking about it all the time. You know what? It's light infused water. I'm just going to do it, see what it does. I play with it all the time, different things I do. Vicky, I would do is just keep drinking it. Don't fight the detox. Okay. Let your body do the detox and keep us up to date with how it's going.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Vicky. Okay. Diane, I see you.
So thanks. These calls are phenomenal. So we had a water party Friday night, and then we had about 6 people back here again today. And the most remarkable story, he couldn't be on the call tonight because he's at a church meeting, but we have a bunch of veterans, and we gave everybody water, and it was already 5:00 in the evening. And I was a little concerned about giving them water, but they all wanted it. So we have one guy can't come for a testimony who comes here every morning for water. He's going to get his own unit soon. So he gave his testimony, which was remarkable. But so we're sitting there, and a few people have had the water, and so they're telling their stories. And I did a presentation, and then all of a sudden, Dave, who's one of the veterans, says, "Diane, can I say something?" And I said, "Well, of course you can." And he said, "Probably everybody here doesn't know all of my history, but 5 years ago, I had complete knee replacement surgery done on my right knee, and they actually put the wrong size in. And he has been in pain for 5 years. And he uses the patches and it helps, but it's apparently excruciating, and they can't replace it." So anyway, he says, "I just want you to know, I have no pain whatsoever in my knee."
Awesome.
And we were like really in shock. And his buddy asked him, "How long has it been since you haven't had any pain?" And he said, 5 years. So he said, "I want to see how long this lasts." So that was Friday night. I couldn't wait to get up Saturday to see how he felt. Called his wife the next morning. She said, "Diane, it's the first night he has slept through, and I can't tell you how long without him having to get up in the middle of the night to have to take a pain medication." And he was out like shopping all morning. It lasted 18 hours. So of course he wanted to get more water right away. So he went over to his other friend's house. He's been drinking the water every day, and they're just working on right now how to get their own system. So the question he did ask is, they're going away. They're going away for 2 weeks. I think he said in July. So if they go, we know if you only go away for a few days just to empty the reservoir, unplug it. If you're going away for 2 weeks or more, what is your suggestion?
You know what? I kind of 10 days, 2 weeks. What I like to do is, because think about this, your filters are designed to catch stuff in the water. Okay. And if it sits there, we don't want mold, bacteria, those type of things growing in those filters. And they're like a condominium. People move into the condominium or apartment complex, and if we don't move them out, then they start, decaying in there. Okay. So I would do is take the filters out, turn them upside down on top of a glass, and just let them sit there and drain and put them in the refrigerator. Okay. I just do is you can wrap some cellophane around it, whatever you want, but put it in the refrigerator and let them drain. And when you get back, put them back in. Also, I would drain the reservoir. The reservoir is really easy to pop off and drain.
Right.
So we just don't want the water sitting in the machine. And then your first glass, when you get back, take that water and give it to the dog, give it to your plants, whatever else. Just let it run through there. That's what I would recommend. And so.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. But they're so elated over what's happening, and that's why they brought their daughter back and some other people back. So it's really remarkable.
Awesome. Well, one of my favorite people is on next, Anne Moreau. I learned a lot from her. I with Doc Talk, she's, it's like I'm always listening to her share. Go ahead, Anne.
Well, I want to share about a story about one of my neighbors down the road, because I brought her a glass, and she's, by the way, has a genetic condition, causes muscle weakness, and she's in her late 30s, and I got diagnosed when she was 15, but she's been patching. The patches have been remarkable for her muscle strength, the 39-49 combination. But the water, when I brought her the water the very first day, she's a social worker, and I went in, she drank it right down. She was going in for her session, and I said, I want to hear from you today. I want to hear how it goes. Well, about an hour and a half later, she calls me, and she's beyond excited because she had a session with her couple, and that couple she was having a session with, she said she had the best session. She was retrieving things from college that she had not remembered. She was quoting them. She said it was like my brain was working so much better. She was beyond excited. So fast forward, because I've been bringing them water every morning, and her husband's been drinking it. And so I said to her, well, at first it was just her. I said, do you want me to bring some for your husband as well? And she said, oh, absolutely. The household is so much more peaceful when he drinks the water. I have to laugh.
You pouring it on him or drinking it?
So he's drinking it. But I do have a question while I'm on, and that is that I had somebody today that asked me, because her brother lives by Sebago Lake. It's a lake, and the water content by the lake has a lot of sodium in it. And his question was, he said it's very high. Does this machine remove some of that excess salt or sodium?
You know what? I wouldn't. You know what? I'm sure it removes some of the excess salt. You think about this. Water softeners use sodium to soften the water. I would do is go to your local hardware store and get a test kit and test it. But I would say that they should be good. I mean, the system is designed to take potable water. If the water's safe enough to drink, out of the lake, I don't see it would be an issue, because these filters are designed to take, all the heavy, the microplastics, the herbicides, pesticides, the heavy metal, all the stuff out of the water. So I would try it out. I haven't tested it myself, but I would say that there's a good chance that it's going to make the water a lot better.
Good suggestion. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Tricia.
Good evening. I was just wanting to share with you my results after listening to last week's testimonies. About your using the cloth soaked in X2O water. Uh-huh. I started doing that myself on different joints and stuff, and I put it on my knee one night, and I took it off. My knee was like twitching behind my knee, and I thought, okay, it's working good. Well, the next morning I went to a meeting, and at the end of the meeting, when I stood up, my ankle started hurting. And I thought, what did I do to my ankle? I don't remember having an injury there that it should be retracing, but I was like kind of limping out of the meeting. And by the time I got home, I thought, well, you silly thing, you should at least put an X39 patch on. So I took one off from one area and put it on that. And then I soaked, that evening, I put the washcloth on it with the X2O water. And the next morning when I got up, it was fine.
That's awesome. we're going to see so many people try different things
Yeah.
with the water and see results. And that's why we do these, testimonials, so we can find out how are people using the water differently. I tell people this: when you take your water in the morning, your first glass of water, just straight X2O, put it in your mouth and just hold it in your mouth. Now, someone said to me, I mentioned that, and they said, well, you should probably do is, while you're holding your mouth, thank the Lord for the water and bless the water. And I was like, yeah, that's probably a good thing to do. Well, instead of just counting 1, 2, put in your mouth, because what's happened is that the water is microclustered. It'll start to absorb into your mouth. And the first thing you'll probably notice is you're going to probably feel it in your head. Your brain is 83% water on average. So morning headaches, fuzzy head, whatever it might be, put it in your mouth and just hold it there. And maybe that's how you start your day, thanking the Lord for this X2O water. And
Definitely.
yeah, and so one thing I want to show you guys, see these bottles here with the top? It's kind of hard to see because of my background here, but it's got the cork top on it. Where did it go? Let's bring it over here. Okay, you got the little cork, ceramic cork, and this is the type of bottle that I test water with. It's dark. Okay, I can fill it all the way to the very top, then put this cork in there and cinch it down, and it's both sides. And so what I'll do is I will test water, and I will see how long the antioxidant level lasts in the water. Now, the light, I don't have a way of testing the light. David does. I don't. Maybe, I can get something. But the antioxidants take days to dissipate. Where normally, hydrogen is lighter than air. So if I fill it top and cap it right away, 2 or 3 days later, when I uncap it, it's still going to be antioxidant. So because I filled it at the top, and then when I close it up, I put this in there, and it pushes the water out, and it tightens it up. And so it's you can get these, they're beer bottles. Okay. I don't go out and buy them to make beer, but they are great for holding water, and they're dark, and it works great. You can get them in blue, other colors. So experiment with it. You guys experiment with it. So
do you measure the antioxidant property with your ORP?
I do. And it takes 9 days.
Wow.
And so I open it up every day, test it, close it back up, because it's got the bottleneck, a little tiny bottleneck, and we don't lose a lot of hydrogen into the air. So
yeah, Okay, we have a couple of questions on the chat. One is asking, how do we respond to a prospect's objection to the cost?
Okay.
So that's one. And then there's another. How would you verbalize difference from the light from X2O and UV treated water?
UV's treated water. Okay. UV's there. They use UV to kill bacteria and viruses in the water. Okay. It doesn't infuse the water with light. The water flows by it. And if the water is not spinning in a vortex, it's not going to get both sides of that particle that might have that bacteria or virus on it. Okay. So that's why vortex and those type of systems are great. That's why they use them in hot tubs and those type of things. And water purifier or water filtration systems, like there's several out there that have UV light. Ours is embedded. We use 6 photons of light that are captured in the water. These beams of light are separated out. To the nth degree. It's like the rays of light have to be a certain distance from each other, and they have to be a certain size. Matter of fact, one of the problems Dave was having when we first were looking at this technology is that they were not, the scientists or the people that were using his designs, they messed with those things. They altered them, those photons of light. So they weren't reflecting off that metallic disc that he created and producing the photons of light that can be captured in water. So it's very scientific. I saw things when I was up in the facilities in Ireland that I thought, no way. You just don't. No one comes up with ideas like these things. As far as the pricing goes, I always like to think about this. What's your health worth? I mean, if you want a car, and the car is going to cost you $5,000 or $10,000, a used car, and you need that car so you can get to work or whatever, you're going to come up with a way. Okay, this machine will last you, and we don't really have a date how long they'll last because we've only been building them for a year, not even a year. But you think about it, how long does an LED light last? How many thousands of hours? The filters are only things you're going to have to replace over the next probably 5 or 10 years. So if you break it down, so it costs you $1 or $2 a day. How much you spend on espressos or coffee or whatever, This is a technology that has the ability to change your life physically so that you can live longer, a healthier life. What's your health worth? If someone wants to buy this cup, okay, what's it worth to them? If it's the only one they have that does a certain thing to hold certain what kind of water, what's it worth to them? What are they willing to pay? But you don't want to sell them on the features, the antioxidants, all that. You want to sell them on the light infusion because no one else in the world has it. Don't you want to be the first to market, the first person on your block, the first person in your community, the first person in your family that has truly light infused water? It's amazing. So, any other questions before we call the evening? I'm not looking at chat, so that's why I have Renee. She's awesome.
Yeah, those are the only 2 questions.
Jim, can I ask a question?
No, go ahead.
This is Allie. So you showed the demonstration of measuring the oxidative reduction potential in the water. Do we have any idea of what's actually happening, what the ORP is once it's in the body?
Okay, ORP, or the ORP is the measurement of it, okay? It's the hydrogen in the water. Hydrogen's light and oxygen, and so it penetrates the cells in the body. It reduces oxidative stress. I like to tell people is this. Our bodies are aging. From the time we're born, our bodies are aging. Oxidation causes our bodies to age quicker. It's like when we slice an apple or a banana, it starts to turn brown. That's oxidation. We have that process going on in our body too. Oxidation in the body, it's beneficial, but too much oxidation speeds up that aging process where we, wrinkles, all kinds of stuff, our body starts to break down. Antioxidants or anti-oxidation. Oxidative stress is one of the biggest causes of disease that we face, okay? And so ORP, oxidation, reduction, potential. The potential to reduce oxidation in your body. Now, hydrogen, like I said, is lighter than oxygen. I could take a Ziploc baggie, a little tiny baggie that you have for like a little sandwich, okay? And I could fill it up with some tap water. Squeeze the oxygen out and seal it. Then I could fill up a glass with the X2O water. And then measure the ORP. Measure the ORP of the antioxidant level of the water in that plastic bag. Measure the ORP of the water that's in the glass. Then I could take that little plastic bag, that's got tap water and put it into that glass of X2O and let it sit there for 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and I can measure it. And the hydration, or the activated oxygen will penetrate that plastic and make the water inside less oxidized or antioxidant. When you drink the water into your body, the water is going through what they call aquaporins. Those aquaporins are cellular openings to allow the hydration in the body, deliver nutrients into the body. But when you're delivering hydrogen, light, once again, it's not about so much the hydrogen, it's about the light in the water. But it's getting into the body more effectively because now we have little clustered water, microclustered water. So it's getting into the body more effectively. And it's doing what God designed our bodies to do and heal. And I'll tell you, David did 2 calls in the last week here, and they're both incredible. And he talks about light and frequencies and everything else. And it's over everybody's head, but just think about hydrating your body with light infused water. Doesn't have to be more difficult than that. So, and you know what, Kame, did you have another question?
I do. And somebody may have asked this question, but I've been drinking the water for about 6 months. My upline had a machine, and so she's been sharing it with us. And I bought my own the other day. Well, I also have a pure water filter because I was only getting like 1 glass a day of the regular water, and they gave me a little ppm,
Parts per million.
right, testing thing. Well, I test my pure water, and it's really a small amount, maybe 16. And when I get my water from my sponsor, it would be like 23. When I do my water on my machine, it's like over 100. It's like 200 or 300. And I'm wondering if it's the light that's triggering that, because you can see the particles of light.
Yeah, it's, you know what? People think they want to get all the water, all the minerals out of the water. So they try to, they use a pure, or they use a zero water or a distill or something like that. Your water, your body needs minerals in the water. And so the filter is designed to add certain minerals to the water that we need in our body to make the water hydrogen rich. And so anybody that says you want to remove all the minerals in the water, they don't know the body. So when you don't have enough minerals in your water, the body then what happens is it robs the body of its minerals from your bones, muscles, connective tissues. You end up with osteoporosis, osteopenia, osteoarthritis. Your bones become brittle because it needs the minerals, so it robs the minerals from those areas. And so, don't worry about the parts per billion or parts per million in those.
Well, does it filter out minerals? I didn't think it did. I know RO does.
It's removing minerals in the water too. So I would do the pure. I would take that water and put it in your reservoir.
I do.
Your machine.
I do.
Okay, good. It'll make your filters in your machine last longer.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's, someone's drinking distilled water. Distilled water is designed for car batteries, irons, those type of things. So you add, if someone's smart drinking that water, they want to add minerals back to it.
Right.
Can't ionize water that doesn't have minerals in it. So.
Second question, someone asked if you have recordings of your meetings.
Yeah, they're on YouTube.
Okay, cool.
Last week's meeting is posted on YouTube now. It's just look for my name, Jim Gilliland, and then you'd use the @ New Technologies International. And so you'll find them there. There's video recordings I've done with David Schmidt and other doctors and Meredith, and we have Janine coming up here in another week or two, and that'll be on there as well.
Okay, great. Thanks.
So, and Renee and I have done meetings on there too. So, Clifford.
Am I there?
You're there. You're here.
I've been sharing the water with a neighbor of ours. It's a couple. And she told me yesterday that her daughter asked her, she said, "What have you been doing to your teeth?" Her teeth have turned whiter. And she said, "The only thing I've done different is drinking the water." But she said, the days that I don't give them water because they're busy doing other things, she said, we can really tell the difference.
That's awesome. You know what? One thing is, I heard someone talk about it last day or two on a call. They were making some X2O water soak in their feet in the X2O. You probably can't put, we're talking 28 ounces or so, 30 ounces, enough to put the bottom of your feet. Because just think about this. You know, you got all those nerve endings in your feet, especially people that are dealing with different issues, you know, sugar issues, stuff like that. I would put some in a little pan, put your feet in there and let your feet soak. You know, I think that's awesome. Thanks. Laura?
I just have a question. Could you put the water in a CPAP?
You know what? It's pure enough. I would say yes. Okay. I'm not making a recommendation, but the water soap is so it's removed all the stuff. The problems people have with CPAP, so they don't keep them clean. And so the cleaner the water, the better when you put it into a CPAP. That's why they use distilled water, a lot of them.
Right.
But I don't see an issue with it. I really don't. I'm not a doctor, but I personally would do it if it's mine.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, because think about this. If you're breathing in that light infused water into your lungs.
Absolutely.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, thanks.
And Norma.
Okay. Yes. Oh my God. One of my brand partners called today, and she had gotten some water from one of my brand partners that lives near her. She had these cracks in her bottom of her 1 foot that were just horrifically painful. She soaked her foot overnight. In the morning, there was brand new skin and no pain.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I love fast results, but my neighbor has been coming down for water. He's been on the patches about a month, 2 months, and he's had really very difficult, very bad fast growing cells, and finished his treatment, and his face was, kind of full of sores and just not looking healthy at all. His face is glowing. You can see light in it. His skin has changed in just 2 weeks now being on the water. Just phenomenal. So skin. Woo!
Yeah, skin. That's great. Yeah, it's, you know what? I've noticed a lot of changes with the water, and you know what? We got to take care of our bodies. Okay? God gave us so much time on this earth, but I want to be healthy. I want to, age gracefully. I'm 70 years old. I have friends that, I see them at the gym, they're my age and they could barely walk. I don't want to do that, guys. And, I have some bad knees. I had a replacement that didn't go well. And another one that I got torn PCL. I patched the heck out of it, and it never heals because I'm always, every single day I work hard because we have a ranch and we have things going on. But the water has done so much for me that it's incredible. And I want you guys to think about it. If you don't own one, 5 people and it's paid for. Okay? Go out and share the information with 5 people. They don't have to taste the water. They don't have to experience the water. They need to just know that this water's different. and it will do things in your body that nothing else in the world can. So sell 5 systems, pay for your machine. So did we have any other questions? Laura,
we have some on the chat, Jim. Somebody wants to know any information for the machine for pancreatic cancer.
We don't make any claims or make any suggestions or anything else, so we don't go there. But okay. One thing I'll tell you is it's not a good cancer to have. And what matters most is what you put in your body, especially the things you drink. Anybody that's on any type of soda pop, regular diet, you got to get off that stuff. And I would drink the water, and I'd use a combination of X39, X49, and some of our doctors that are on the call, they can tell you what to do. But we don't make medical claims. We don't make suggestions other than we say, hey, we know it works. What do you got to lose? You know? So, Norma, did you have another question or your hand's still up? No? Casey?
Okay.
Casey.
Yeah,
well, Casey
I wanted to clarify. I'm hearing 2 different things. Is using the zero water from the zero water machine to fill up the reservoir, is that okay? Because you said some of the minerals that the zero water is taking out are minerals we need. So, right. So what's best?
I think by putting it in the reservoir and what the system does to the water, I think it'd be fine. It just zero water is our RO water, reverse osmosis. Mm-hmm. So David said on one of his calls we had with him not too long ago that the cleaner the water, the more effective they've seen it. And so zero water, you can take it out of the refrigerator, it's cold, you put it in there, and I'm not saying it's going to be cold when it comes out, but one thing I would tell you guys, some of you don't like the water is warm. Make sure you have airflow around the machine. If mine was right next to the refrigerator, and the refrigerator always puts off heat, and it was warm. So if it's got to be in a place where you don't have any airflow, get yourself a little computer fan and get some airflow in there. They already have one little computer fan in there to force the air through the area where the light chamber is to keep it cool. But if you're bringing in hot air, then got to think about how can I position this so we don't have hot air blowing on those lights.
I did notice very warm water. It doesn't taste nearly as good as cool water.
Yeah. So what I would suggest, my son, James, he's always on the calls. He came up with a glass that, it's really nice. You've got X2O on it, stuff like that. You put it in the freezer and it freezes the cup. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then you pull it out. It's frozen. It's a frozen mug. It's for drinking cold beer, if you like cold beer. And so he filled it up with that X2O water, and that water is cold. So
I'm going to do it.
Yep. Anyhow. Okay, guys. Well, it's we've been on for a while. We've been on for a long time. Hopefully you guys got your questions answered. Thanks for being here. And we'll see you next Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific time.
Thank you, Jim.
Keep patching. Keep patching.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jim. It's a lot of great information.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Thank you.
Here, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.